For a long time, Vu thought discipline belonged to people with stronger minds, louder ambition, and more energy than he had. He believed self-discipline was something sharp and hard, something built from force. But one quiet evening, with the room full of amber light and a notebook open beneath his hand, he began to understand something gentler. Discipline was not about becoming harsh with himself. It was about becoming reliable to himself, one small promise at a time. Vu had always admired people who seemed consistent, the kind of people who woke up early, stayed focused, and moved through life with a calm sense of direction. From a distance, their lives looked clean, ordered, intentional. He imagined they woke up every morning knowing exactly what mattered and having enough strength to do it. His own life felt different. He had good intentions, often too many of them. He made thoughtful plans late at night and woke up the next day already behind them. He wanted to read more, exercise more, work more deeply, and spend less time drifting through his phone or following whatever emotion happened to be strongest that day. But desire and action kept failing to stay together. At first, he blamed laziness, then a lack of motivation, then poor time management. But beneath all that was a quieter sadness. He no longer trusted his own promises. And when a person stops trusting themselves, even simple tasks begin to carry emotional weight. That evening, Vu sat at his desk while late sunlight came through the window in long, soft shapes. The room was warm with the fading glow of day. A pencil rolled slightly when he touched the edge of the notebook. Outside, someone was watering plants, and he could hear the faint rush of water moving over leaves. He had spent much of the afternoon doing what he often did, planning, delaying, criticizing himself, then feeling too guilty to begin. Finally, he opened the notebook and wrote, "Why is discipline so hard for me?" He looked at the page for a long time before answering. "Because I wait until I feel ready. Because I make plans that are too big. Because I think one bad day ruins everything. Because I want intensity more than rhythm. Because I keep making promises I cannot keep." That last sentence sat quietly in front of him. I keep making promises I cannot keep. It hurt because it was true. Discipline, he realized, was not mainly about productivity. It was about trust. Every time he promised himself he would do something and then disappeared from it, he weakened something invisible inside. A relationship with himself. A quiet inner reliability. No wonder beginning felt heavy. He was not only facing tasks, he was facing the memory of many unfinished attempts. He turned the page. What if discipline is just self-trust in practice? The idea felt simple, but it changed the whole atmosphere of the room. He began writing slowly. Maybe discipline is not punishment. Maybe it is keeping one small promise. Maybe it is not about doing a lot. Maybe it is about doing what I said I would do. Maybe consistency matters more than intensity. Maybe self-respect grows when I become dependable to myself. The light shifted lower. The page glowed softly. For years, Vu had imagined discipline as a strict voice demanding more from him. But now it began to look different, more like a quiet agreement, a small act of respect, a way of saying to himself, I will not abandon you again today. That evening, he did not write a dramatic schedule. He wrote 3 modest commitments. Read 5 pages. Work for 20 minutes without distractions. Sleep before midnight. Then, underneath, he added one line. Finish what is small. It calmed him immediately. The list did not ask him to become a new person overnight. It only asked him to become slightly more trustworthy for one evening. And that felt possible. So he started with the book. 5 pages became 7. Then he put it down before turning the task into a performance. He set a timer and worked for 20 minutes on one quiet, unfinished project. Later, he put his phone across the room before sleep. None of it looked impressive, but something within him responded to the gentleness of it. Because he was not trying to dominate himself, he was trying to build trust. Over the next weeks, he kept returning to that idea. He stopped using discipline as a fantasy of becoming perfect and started using it as a practice of staying present. The notebook filled with small, clear promises, modest tasks, honest returns, fewer dramatic resets, more steady evenings. And the more he kept those small promises, the more something in him relaxed. He no longer needed to ask every day to feel powerful. He only needed it to feel reliable. Slowly, discipline stopped feeling cold. It began to feel like care. Care for the future version of himself who deserved a calmer room, a clearer mind, a stronger inner foundation. Care for the current version of himself who was tired of being pulled in every direction by impulse, avoidance, and guilt. Months later, Vu realized he was no longer admiring consistency only from a distance. He was living a small version of it. Not because he had become a machine, because he had become more honest, more modest, and more faithful in the little things. And often, that is where real discipline begins. Self-discipline is not always about force. Sometimes it is about tenderness, about becoming someone your own heart can rely on, about making one small promise and not disappearing from it, about choosing rhythm over emotional drama. You do not need to become severe to become disciplined. You do not need to conquer your whole life in 1 week. Sometimes all you need is this: a quiet room, a notebook, 3 honest tasks, and the decision to stop abandoning yourself in small ways. Because discipline is not only what helps you build a life, it is also what teaches you to trust yourself again. If this spoke to you, comment "Discipline is self-trust." Subscribe for more warm, reflective life stories about quiet growth and inner steadiness.